Are you ready?
Yeah, turn up the heat.
Are you ready?
Is he ready?
Oh, yeah, he's ready.
It's go time.
Ready to go beyond the scores and stats.
I love it.
Good.
Let's bring it in. It's showtime, right?
Welcome to High on Sports.
The whole deal is like some kind of crazy game.
Exclusively on MorningShowCentral.com.
Hello and welcome to High on Sports. I'm Ralphie, and with me, as always,
Ashley.
And I am Von Erich.
And whether you're joining us tonight on one of the many glorious apps or at home on your computer, thank you for making High on Sports a part of your evening. If you are not on one of those many glorious apps, remember to take your smartphone, search for TuneIn Radio. It is free to download. Just install it. Search MSC Radio Network. Hit play, and you're listening to us live on the go from your phone. Remember, as always, speaking of phone, you can call the show toll-free, 1-888-668-0742. Email your questions or comments to shows with an S at morningshowcentral.com. And we are hip and happening. We are on the social networks of the world. Tweet at us at high_on_sports or with the hashtag High on Sports or the hashtag MSC Radio Network. The Facebook.com/High on Sports is the Facebook page. Go ahead and give it a like. And the website is highonsports.net. It's got the archive of all our past shows. Mark's blog, which the most recent one is a look at the season that was for the Florida State Seminoles, the very last BCS National Champions. Again, that and so much more is at highonsports.net. All right, we got a jam-packed show for you. There's no time to dilly-dally. Most weeks we just dilly and we dally, and we do that the whole time. Not this week. It's round one. Let's go. All right, we're gonna start obviously with the meat and potatoes here. The NFL. We're gonna take this opportunity to pat ourselves on the back here. This is I think it's a first. I don't know if I have this on record or anything like that, but I went back and listened to our Super Bowl predictions as far as who's going and who's winning for all three of us. And with only 4 teams left, the NFL's equivalent of the Final Four, with only 4 teams left to in the running here, all 3 of our Super Bowl picks are still very much in play. Von Erich, you had the Patriots losing to the 49ers. Ashley, you had the Broncos beating the 49ers. And I, of course, had my miraculous Seahawks over the Broncos. All of which are still in play today. How in the hell does that happen?
Because we are the experts.
Because we're geniuses.
Yeah,
Because we're geniuses.
basically.
We are like the Bill Belichicks of internet radio.
Yep.
Snide, almost
we
rude.
are what you'd call
Brilliant.
sports pundits.
We are. I love that term. Pundits.
And we're not afraid to let everybody know it.
No, I'm not afraid to let people know when I'm right.
Yep.
You know, I'm more afraid that they won't realize that I've been right.
Yeah.
In which case,
I gotta let them know.
Exactly. Let's look at the games that happened though. This wild card weekend. Last week was wild card weekend. My bad. This weekend, I meant to say, it was not as good to me as wild card weekend. Wild card weekend was exciting. There was a lot of down to the wire exciting stuff. The Colts coming back and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
This seemed like the first part of that game, Colts Patriots. Seemed like the first part of that game, but without the same ending, obviously. So the Colts got down, and it's like, all right, well, here's the comeback. No? Okay. And the Patriots just left 43-22 Pats. Tom Brady didn't throw a touchdown. The Patriots scored. So, yeah, I saw a tweet, actually, from someone in the Cleveland media made a really good point during this game. They're like, their comment was something along the lines of Patriots, rush for like 200 yards or something. LeGarrette Blount, 4 touchdowns. Stephen Ridley, 2 touchdowns. Tom Brady barely threw the ball. And it's like, so expect the Browns to run next year and change their entire offensive philosophy based on one game. So, I mean, it was just absolutely ridiculous. Like, I didn't know the Patriots could run like that. I knew they could run a lot better than people gave them credit for, but that was absolutely insane. LeGarrette Blount, again, 24 carries, 166 yards, 4 touchdowns. 4 touchdowns. Stephen Ridley, 52 yards, 2 touchdowns, had a hell of a day, and that was the second best running back performance on the team. That's absolutely insane. Trent Richardson, 3 carries, 1 yard. So we have this year's performance done. We know what the Browns gave up, and we know what the Browns got is the 26th pick for sure. And obviously, Yes, by some comparisons, the Browns did spend the 3rd overall pick for the 26th overall pick, essentially. But again, this is a trade that we don't know how it all pans out until it's all said and done. But right now, it's great because the Browns would have been tied to Richardson. I mean, this season, it would have been an emphasis on running it. He would have had way more carries and probably the same amount of yards. But, I mean, yeah, 3 carries, 1 yard with a long of 2. He averaged 0.3 yards per carry. That was his day, so that's his playoff performance. And in the other playoff game he played, he fumbled it. So
Jesus.
And then we have the Seahawks and the Saints. That was a hell of a game. We were talking to the video game guys right before us. And they brought up there's a fight going on the field before anything even started. So that gives you an idea. This is 2 teams that have a problem with each other. They've got a history and a playoff history. They've got a history of earlier this year, the Saints coming into Seattle and just getting their asses handed to them. That was one of the big games where all of a sudden people, not that people hadn't noticed the Seahawks before that, but suddenly people legitimately took them as a threat when they just decimated them on Monday night, too, of all times. Obviously a lot closer this game. And not to mention, that's right, that playoff game a couple of years ago where they hosted the Saints and where they had a losing record. 7-9. They had a 7-9 record
and made the
hosted
playoffs.
and beat the New Orleans Saints. That was amazing. That was one of those things that you're not going to see that happen again anytime soon. And that was where Marshawn Lynch had that crazy run where seismologists actually said there was a detection of seismic activity at how loud that stadium got. Well, not to be outdone, the exact same thing happened this weekend. Seismologists did say, and I don't have any official thing because I don't know how that works. Do you give like a number to that or something? I don't know. But there was seismological, if that's a word, activity detected. That sounded.
It did sound pretty good.
It felt like a word, but as I said it, it didn't feel like seismological. I don't know.
I think it's seismic.
That's, you know what? That's right. You're absolutely right. Seismic activity was, in fact, detected coming from the area in time with another Marshawn Lynch run. Beast mode. What a resurgence he had. Marshawn Lynch. Who would have saw that coming? He looked like a bust in Buffalo. I barely remember him as being from Buffalo anymore, but that's where he played. And then we move over to Panthers. Impressive that they got where they got. But nobody had them winning this game.
No.
Nobody did. The 49ers took it as everyone expected them to. 49ers 23, Panthers 10. I really like the Panthers, though. I do. And I think they've finally gotten themselves to that next level, obviously. A 12-win team going to the playoffs as the 2nd seed. And they went in with a bye week. They didn't even just go to the playoffs. They went to the playoffs with a first-round bye. And this is big because now we know Cam's the guy that can lead you to the number 2 seed. Cam's the guy that can do a lot of things. Now they're one of those lucky teams that they found the group to get it done, and now it's just about building onto that. They've got their core. They've built the framework of this team with Cam Newton, with Ron Rivera. Steve Smith won't be here that much longer, but Ted Ginn Jr. is even pretty good on this team. I mean, it's a team that it gets things done, and now they're just, one of those lucky teams that can now switch over to that, like, building mode as opposed to rebuilding, as we hear all the time here. And then the Broncos and the Chargers, I was pulling for the Broncos, I guess, just out of wanting to see my prediction be right, and I like Peyton Manning. I like to see his legacy continue. But a part of me just wanted them to lose so that Adam Gase could finally accept or deny an interview, for God's sake. More on that in a bit. But again, Chargers 17, Broncos 24. It brings into question Ken Wisenhunt took 3 interviews in 3 days, the 3 days before this game. Does that distract you? I mean,
I feel like no matter how much you say it doesn't distract you, there's no way it doesn't. Because those 3 days that you're not game planning like you should be, you're off in every other state interviewing. Or did they come to him? Well, they probably came to him. But either way, you're sitting there, you're interviewing for another job instead of you need to focus on what's happening. Focus on game planning for this upcoming game, and he wasn't. I mean,
all I know is the one thing that you can maybe say in favor of Wiz here is that it was a team that you beat a month ago. Not that you just reuse that, but B, it's a division team. This is the third time playing them. So I mean, there's film. It's not like it's film you haven't studied or aren't currently studying.
And playoffs, it's completely different. I mean, they only scored 17 points. You have to feel like it distracted him.
And we'll get more to the carousel in a moment, but I want to say Jim Caldwell, who very well now actually a lot of people are saying could potentially get this Lions job literally any moment. Again, we'll keep you posted, but reportedly he came in there and had a breakdown prepared of just about every Matthew Stafford throw for Detroit. It was incredibly impressive. It was a very tailored interview, and just offering himself up like that in a very impressive and specifically tailored way. Now it makes me think, which part was lacking then for Wizenhunt? You only have so much time in the day to prepare yourself. Now, was it spent really reading up on preparing yourself for the best interview you can for Cleveland, the best interview you can for Detroit? Obviously, if you don't know already, he took the Titans job like a half an hour ago. So maybe it was spent giving a really tailored interview for Tennessee, or maybe it was lacking in those 3 interviews and focusing more on his, offensive coordinator, duties. So, I mean, there's just only so much time in the day, and I wouldn't be okay with my offensive coordinator going on 3 interviews 3 days in a row, and then the fourth day having a huge playoff game.
I feel like you just need to concentrate on one thing at once. If they really want to interview you, they'll wait until your season's over. I mean, how many people actually thought San Diego was going to beat Denver anyway?
Exactly.
Just wait until after the.
But by the end of that game, they could have.
I mean, they did make it close.
They could have. If they had
left the door wide open,
if they had opened things up earlier,
it
would have been a different game. Whether that changes the results, who knows? Let's look at what is going to happen, though. This was the best 2 matchups they could have had. Period. There's no debating that. This is the best matchup on either side they could have had. In the AFC, this is at 3 p.m. This is the first game on Sunday. The New England Patriots and Tom Brady go to Denver to take on Peyton Manning and the Broncos. It is Brady Manning in what will most likely be the last time. There's a report, actually, Peyton Manning didn't deny it either when asked about it, that he says he's going to make his decision on where he goes from here based on he's going to seek medical examination once the season's over on his neck. And based on their evaluation, that's going to decide what his next move is going to be. So if they think the neck doesn't look great, he's going to hang it up.
Oh, you don't believe that for a second.
I think if he wins a Super Bowl, I think it's very likely he could put this thing to rest. Because I don't even know specifically how his neck situation is. It was 2 surgeries in less than a year. I'm pretty sure most of it's putty at this point. Most of his neck is silly putty. Like he just press his neck against a newspaper and come back with an imprint of the comics or something. But I mean, I don't know. It didn't, and you're absolutely right. It could just be a lie. But the fact is, it's a report that came out, and he was asked about it, and he didn't even say I don't want to talk about it or something. He was just kind of like, well, let's, we'll get to that when we get to that. It was just, he really just sort of brushed it off a little bit, but it wasn't even like, nah, not true.
I feel like whether they win a Super Bowl or not, I don't know, because I don't know if Peyton's ready to walk away yet.
No, I
think at some point though, I do think he's smart enough to know that obviously if his neck is gone, he can't continue to keep playing football.
Exactly.
Because one wrong hit, he's going to be paralyzed for life. So, I mean, I guess it could go either way.
It could go either way, really. But, I mean, not even the issue right now. The issue right now is taking on the New England Patriots. And over in the NFC, and all the way out west, the Seattle Seahawks with Danger Russ Wilson. That's his Twitter handle, by the way. Best Twitter handle in sports, I think. Danger Russ Wilson. That's brilliant. Russ Wilson and the Seahawks hosting Colin Kaepernick and the 49ers. Literally, you cannot get 2 better matchups than this. Except for maybe the matchup we'll have in a couple weeks, which will be these 2 winners playing each other. It's going to be one hell of a couple weeks here of football. Unfortunately, obviously after next week, though, we get our we get our little sample of what it's going to be like when the season ends, which is going to be, by which I mean the Pro Bowl's on. So.
Oh, yeah.
But obviously, yeah. I mean, it's going to be, like I said, and I don't mean hyperbole here. This is the best matchup I've seen that I can remember, honestly. In recent memory, this has the potential to be one of the best championship weekends in a long time. So that's going to be a hell of a time. But let's move into entirely opposite end of the spectrum. The teams that are not even thinking playoffs right now, just thinking who the hell's going to come in and be the boss this week. The coaching carousel is starting to stop spinning for most teams. 7 openings, obviously, when the season started. Now 4 of them are full, actually.
Yeah.
Obviously, we had Bill O'Brien filled pretty right away in Houston. Lovie Smith to Tampa Bay, as we all know. Again, another one that happened pretty quick. And then there was a bit of a pause, and since last we spoke to you, actually Jay Gruden, brother of John Gruden, accepted the job as the Washington Redskins head coach. That's going to be interesting. I really couldn't say how that's going to go one way or another. He's been the offensive coordinator for the Bengals for a couple of years now. And then, literally, as we were pulling in the parking lot here today, and I'll let you guys in on a little something. I was prepared to come in this week and talk about last year when the Browns had looked at Whisenhunt. And I actually, on the show almost a year ago, it was the 7th. It was our first show back from break last year. I raved about Whisenhunt. I said, this is the guy. Call him now. Why are you not getting a hold of him? This is the guy. Go for it. And obviously they didn't.
Nope.
Nobody did. And he went to San Diego and took a job as their offensive coordinator. And it was widely known that it would pretty much just be for a year because he was going to get back out there. Somebody was going to pick up Whisenhunt. And now all of a sudden he was the most in demand candidate this year. He was this year's Chip Kelly. He was this year's it candidate. 3 teams clearly wanted him and attempted to at least talk to him. And I was prepared to come in and say, look how right I am. Now you want him and you probably won't get him. Now you've got a chance. It's been a year of flirting with this guy. It's time to go get him. But he, as we said earlier in the show, agreed to be the Titans' next head coach.
Yep. I didn't even know he interviewed with the Titans.
I don't know if anybody but the Titans knew that. I knew there was 3 interviews, 3 days, but the Titans were not, and this goes to show that these teams are doing things and saying things behind closed doors that we don't even know about, because apparently the Titans have been the favorite.
Yeah, because everyone was saying, oh, it's going to be Detroit. Detroit's the favorite. Oh, hey, he just took a job as the Titans head coach. And I'm like, what?
Exactly. And then also other reports, like I said, again, at the top of the show, Jim Caldwell, former coach of the Colts, that's right, and current offensive coordinator. All right, we got a caller on the air. Actually, caller, what's going on? Hello?
Did we lose you?
All right, caller. Hey, caller, you're in the air. What's going on? Hello?
Can you hear me?
What do you think about Ken Whisenhunt to the Titans?
Anything?
Okay. Well, anyways, so Ken Whisenhunt to the Titans. And Jim Caldwell, that's right, as I was saying, former head coach of the Colts and most recently, well, still technically is, the offensive coordinator of the Ravens. But as we said, they're apparently really impressed the Detroit Lions when he came in there for his interview. So, okay, we'll see how that plays out. But I have a list right now of guys sort of how the Browns head coaching job specifically is going. And a couple guys whose names are absolutely off this list one is James Franklin, was the head coach of Vanderbilt, just announced this past weekend as the new head coach of the Penn State Nittany Lions. So that one's over. And Josh McDaniels pulled his name out of consideration. A lot of reports and rumors one way or another about the McDaniels thing. Reports that I have heard, according to sources and stuff, is that he pulled his name when he found out that he was a backup choice. He wasn't the Browns' first choice. He basically went in with the assumption that the media had said too, is that from the start McDaniels was the guy. And apparently, according to this report, that wasn't the case. And then there's another report out there that he may have some sort of handshake deal to be the predecessor to Bill Belichick, if and when he hangs it up. So there's all these rumors and everything and speculation and all this stuff because the biggest thing is the media and the fans said that Josh McDaniels was the favorite, is the guy from day one. The Browns didn't say that.
Yeah.
And they didn't say that. So I mean, we don't know. Gus Malzahn is a name that won't go away. He doesn't look like he wants to leave Auburn. I really don't think he does, but I swear every day I see a new story about Ian Rappaport from the NFL Network hearing that Gus Malzahn is still wanted by the Browns. Dan Quinn is a name that hasn't heard much about, but he's the defensive coordinator of the Seahawks. And again, that's a guy that if maybe the Browns interviewed him and liked him, but they wouldn't be able to hire him, obviously, until the Seahawks are out of the playoffs. Then you have Todd Bowles. You can pretty much just wipe his name off this list. That's the defensive coordinator for the Cardinals right now. And if the Browns really wanted him, they could have him right now.
Yeah.
And they don't. Another one, and this one was the real head-scratcher this week, Ben McAdoo, the Green Bay Packers quarterback coach, who one day after interviewing for the Browns head coaching position, went to New York to interview as the offensive coordinator of the Giants, and then the next day, the offensive coordinator for the Dolphins. So while the other teams are looking at him as a potential offensive coordinator, the Browns brought him in as a coaching interview. And that's another one I heard a rumor about, that it could be a situation like when the Cowboys brought in Garrett, their current head coach, who sucks, but that's not the point. But when they originally brought him in, they brought him in as an offensive coordinator when they didn't have a coach yet. They didn't have a coach, and they brought this kid in to become an offensive coordinator because they knew he was an up-and-comer, and they liked him, and they wanted him in the building, and they didn't care how. So even when they brought in their coach, they said, come be our coach. This guy's your offensive coordinator because we're just going to wait to see how that turns out. And maybe that's a situation with McAdoo, or maybe I'm just trying to justify the Browns not being totally stupid so I can, sleep easy at night without crying myself to sleep. Who knows? It could be anything. Ken Wisenhunt, gone, off. He's a Titan. So 2 names remain. 3 if you want to count Tressel, which you shouldn't. Obviously, if you didn't know, earlier this week, reports come out that the Browns were going to interview Jim Tressel, immediately followed by a statement from the Browns that that's not true. And then Tressel made things interesting. This is the only reason I brought up Tressel. He made things interesting when he talked to a Columbus radio station and was asked about it and said, no, he hasn't had contact by the Browns, but wanted to make it perfectly clear that he's not saying no to the NFL. That's not what he's saying at all. He said, I just haven't been called. And that was pretty much his statement in a nutshell. So basically, everybody took that as you should take it. No, the Browns haven't called me, but yes, I would pick up the phone. Who knows? I don't think they're going to look at him because I feel like they would have done that already.
Yeah.
So the only 2 names left here are Adam Gase, which was the first guy, by the way, that the Browns wanted to talk to. The first guy that they wanted to talk to was Adam Gase. Adam Gase immediately said when teams started requesting to talk to him, he said, I'm not going to do any interviews until the Broncos are over. I think we have a chance to do something really special here with this team, and I want to focus on that. So really the opposite
he's
of what
doing it
Wisenhunt
the
did.
right way.
He is, but at the same time, I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. And we're there. Are the Browns sitting here and waiting just to talk to this guy? Has that been...
I figure if they're not like 100% I want this guy right here, then you might as well just interview everybody. And if they want to interview him, just be patient. Wait until the season's over. It's not going to kill you waiting another 2 weeks.
That's a fair point. You're actually coming in incredibly level-headed on this. You, right there, that stance right there is what everybody should
exactly
be thinking. But I feel like I'm on the wagon of what everybody is thinking.
And just take somebody.
Crap. Just pick somebody.
Yeah. And then you're going to end up in the same boat we're always in, where we have a coach who's not right who's not working out, and then in 2 years he's going to get the can, and we're going to be starting all over again.
And now
take your time.
There's so many rumors around Gase, and this is what scares me. There's rumors around Gase that it might not be I'm waiting until it's over so much as I'm not interviewing this year. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's not ready. He's 35, which is very young.
It is to be a head coach
in coach terms. That is very young. Now the Browns had an interview today. Now this is the thing, because the guy they interviewed today, they have not been attached to at all. Unlike Gase, they've been attached to from the start. So that's the biggest thing about this interview, this whole process, is we can break down the candidates and look at what we think could happen. And then tomorrow, 4 names could show up out of nowhere, spotted it interviewing in Berea, and then all of a sudden turn everything upside down, and we don't know what's going on or where we are or what's happening. So it's hard to keep, track of everything. But I think the Browns interviewed a guy today that would be a great candidate. Honestly, of all these names here, he's the one I want the most. But, of course, they haven't done anything yet, and it's possible that they do. There's rumors circulating about this guy that he could be in play here in Cleveland, to say the least. But he interviewed today, which has to mean something, and it's Tennessee Titan, now former Tennessee Titans head coach, Mike Munchak. I like Munchak. I mean, without getting into the specifics and stuff, he coached 3 years for the Titans. 9-7, 6-10, 7-9. And that's another team that's had a lot of turmoil at the quarterback spot, which, you can say about almost any head coach. And obviously, it doesn't matter who the Browns bring in a head coach if they don't get this quarterback thing figured out. But that's an issue for another day. Today, we're just looking at a coach. I really like Mike Munchak, and what a lot of people don't realize about his firings, people say, well, he got, carried out of town in Tennessee. Why is he going to come here? What makes him so special? The thing is with the Titans, and it's something I like about him, but at the same time might be the reason that they're not going to hire him, is the reason that he was let go in Tennessee is originally they were talking contract extension with him at the start of this offseason, according to numerous reports. But it involved him changing a lot of his system and changing things like that, firing a lot of assistants, and basically it was essentially like Tennessee was saying, we'll keep you, but your team's got to go. Your crew is out of here. And he didn't want to budge on it. He said, I'm not going to come in and try to force some other system or whatever. This is what I run. This is how it works. And for that, they decided to instead let him go. So they literally went on a swing from extension to fired. Based on him, you could say being stubborn, but you could also say being persistent and being hard-nosed and really just being a hard ass about everything. Now, here's the problem, though. If a lot of the speculation about the Browns front office and everything and how things operate there, if that is the case, then that would be the exact reason why they don't want Mike Munchak, because if you believe everything you've heard and stuff, and so far we haven't been given a reason not to, Joe Banner's looking for a yes man. He's looking for somebody to just come in and run and do and take whoever they're told to run and do and take. And really the opposite of what Munchak would bring. I think Mike Munchak is the best candidate for the job, but probably not the best fit for what the Joe Banners of this team want to happen. Which, I mean, again, the fact of the matter is, whoever they hire here, if things start to suck again, the next ass on the chopping block is Joe Banner.
Yeah.
I'll guarantee that. The next ass on the chopping block is Michael Lombardi. And after that, it's going to be Joe Banner. Or we'll see, maybe Joe Banner can keep making some moves and sneak his way into a couple more.
Screw it. Clean house. Get rid of everyone. Start over again.
Sell the team again. Get out of this. I mean, the thing is, and it's being overshadowed by all this stupid crap that's been going on with this team since the season ended, this is a pretty good team. The record sucks, I know. And I know people are sick of hearing, people try to apologize for this record and everything. But the fact of the matter is, this is a talented team. It has the league's leading receiver in terms of yardage.
And he missed 3 games.
And Josh Gordon, 2 games. 2 games. But still, you're absolutely right, though. But, I mean, this was a team that had to make 6 total changes at quarterback. 3 different guys, but changing them at different times. I mean, this was a team that went through a lot of... This is a team with 5 Pro Bowlers and at least 1 alternate. I don't know. I didn't keep track of all the alternates, but I know TJ Ward is. This is a team with 5 All-Pros. I think 3 of them are second team and 2 of them are first team, but whatever, you get the point. This is a team with talent. It really is. This is a team that almost beat the Patriots, should have beat the Patriots. This is a team that should have won more games than it did. This is a team with a lot more talent than a 4-12 record shows. Again, we've said on the show before, there was more All-Pros on this team
than wins. Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't seem possible.
No.
But that's the case. And that's why this is a situation where there is no such thing as a quick fix or an easy formula to any of this. But honestly, this is a that's not nearly as far away as some people think, especially if we saw a year in Pittsburgh where, aside from Roethlisberger, they sucked. And it took Roethlisberger turning it back on for the Pittsburgh to even finish
8-8.
And oddly enough, in playoff contention. Remember, if the Chargers hadn't won, they would have been in there. That would have been sick. But the Ravens had a pretty bad year. The Bengals won the division and, of course, lost immediately in the first round, like they do. This is a division that is by no means out of
so
reach.
Winnable.
This is not that far. I feel like I'm in the minority in all this, but I have not lost hope.
No.
This front office, some of the rumors make me literally physically ill. But despite all that, I haven't lost hope. And maybe that's what makes me a Browns fan in the first place. That's what it means to be a Cleveland fan in general.
Never lose hope.
You can be told that your team lost and is never going to win again, and you're still thinking, well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I don't want to count it out just yet. Maybe it's stupid. It's definitely stupid, but it's part of what being a fan in this city is all about.
Yep.
Absolutely. Even a Cavs fan who loses by 44 last night to the Kings. All right, well, we're going to take a quick break. But when we get back, you're going to find out what's urinating us off. We're going to talk Alex Rodriguez. This thing's getting fun. 3 up, 3 down on So Much More. This is High Sports on the MSC Radio Network.
Lakewood Computer, located at 14035 Madison Avenue in Lakewood, has it all. If you're in need of computer repairs or want to cut the cost of ink cartridges and printing supplies, count on Lakewood Computer in Lakewood, Ohio to provide it all. For the past 5 years, Lakewood Computer has been providing you with a huge assortment of computer equipment and services at very competitive prices. Lakewood Computer purchases and sells pre-owned desktops, laptops, and related equipment, and they offer outstanding prices on aftermarket printing supplies, including toner cartridges and ink cartridges. With 29 years of professional experience, Lakewood Computer is highly confident in their ability to enhance your overall computing experience. Check them out online at joeslakewoodcomputer.com. That's joeslakewoodcomputer.com. Or give them a call toll-free, 855-580-0768. That's 855-580-0768.
I know, oh my God, I know what we're gonna do. Oh, it's so delicious, I can almost taste it.
If you're looking for the best sub shop in town, look no further. Hanini Subs, located at 7310 Lorraine Avenue, is the place for you. Stop in for a cold cut sub, cheeseburger and fries, wingdings and fries, and so much more. I can almost taste it. Hanini Subs at 7310 Lorraine Avenue is open 24 hours a day. Check them out on Facebook, facebook.com/burrito crazy. And if you mention MSC Radio Network, you'll get $1 off your meal. It's all good at Hanini Subs.
So damn good.
Yo, it's Woody. Now, I know a thing or two about women, and I want to help all the ladies out there take care of their men. Happy Endings Orgasmically Organic Massage Oil. Yeah, I said orgasmically organic, made right here in Cleveland. Now, no other product delivers this level of purity and performance. It's guaranteed to improve your overall experience and keeps that sensitive skin soft and smooth. Guys, don't be a tool. You're doing it anyway. Might as well do it right. Get your happy ending at happyendingsoil.com. That's happyendingsoil.com. Looking for reliable and affordable Shoutcast audio or video hosting? JWN Media offers complete Shoutcast hosting solutions for business or personal use. All plans come with full listener stats, custom web scripts for implementing your service into your existing website, full server control, super fast network, and huge bandwidth limits. A 99.5% uptime guarantee and friendly, knowledgeable support personnel dedicated to making your hosting experience fun and easy. With plans starting at only $3 a month, you have no excuse not to get a server of your own. Plus, with the option to add auto DJ and on-demand services, you can be confident your station will be all it can be. Custom plans are also available at their website. Simply visit jwnmedia.com and click the Shoutcast hosting link to get started right now.
I knew something was wrong when a little pretty white girl ran into a black man's arms.
You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network. If you have a product or service, let people know about it. Get your message out there and advertise on MSC Radio Network. It's easier than you think, and the whole planet is listening. Find out how you can advertise. Email Chris at morningshowcentral.com. Oh, great. Not another Farm Bill request. Check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/morningshowcentral. Denying one Farm Bill request at a time. MSC Radio Network has just tweeted the following. This bowel movement won't come out. Check us out on Twitter at twitter.com/MSC Radio Network. User-friendly and ready to serve. MorningshowCentral.com. Call the show toll-free. 1-888-668-0742. You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network on MorningshowCentral.com.
This is President Barack Obama, and you're listening to MSC Radio Network.
Pete 99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right. Jumping from one web host to another can be frustrating. Finding a good web host can be unnerving for even the most experienced of web designers. That's why Uncensored Net Noise has chosen P99 Technologies as its web hosting supplier. Established in 1999, P99 Technologies has evolved into a first-class web hosting provider. Its 99.9% uptime rivals many in the industry. That's why they offer their 30-day guarantee, no questions asked. For more information, go to P99.com. P99 Technologies will help you get started with your web presence with honest and expert customer service. P99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right. With hundreds of live weather products and layers and thousands of combinations, Weather Studio provides a professional graphics and storm monitoring solution without complex user knowledge and without the industry standard price tag of $1,000 plus broadcast systems. Weather Studio displays a plethora of critical atmospheric and geophysical data on an interactive GIS-enabled computer map. Get your free 14-day trial of Weather Studio at their website, weatherstudio.paulmarv.com. That's weatherstudio.paulmarv.com. You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network. If you're looking for the best in musical equipment, recording gear, sound reinforcement, and more, Guitar Center has you covered. Guitar Center, located at 26635 Brook Park Road in North Olmsted, has the tools of your trade with the largest selection of music and sound gear in the area. They cater to your musical needs and have the knowledge to help you out. Guitar Center in North Olmsted. MorningshowCentral.com uses them. You should too. Need to know more? Go to GuitarCenter.com.
Oh, wow. Language.
Okay, he was PMSing.
You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network.
Hello, and welcome back to High on Sports. I'm Ralphie, and with me, as always,
Ashley.
And I am Von Erich.
And whether you're joining us tonight on one of the many glorious apps or at home on your computer, thank you for making High on Sports a part of your evening. If you're not on one of the many glorious apps, remember to take your smartphone, search for TuneIn Radio. It is free to download. Just install it. Search MSC Radio Network. Keep playing. You're listening to us live on the go, wherever you may be. Remember, you can call the show toll-free, 1-888-668-0742. Remember, if you call this show, you will be on this show. And of course you can email us shows with an S at morningshowcentral.com. Tweet at high_on_sports
Jesus.
or with the hashtag high on sports. And of course facebook.com/high on sports is you get to the Facebook. Go ahead and give it a like. And highonsports.net is a website. It's got the archive of all our past shows, Mark's blog, and a bunch of other fun stuff. Again, that is highonsports.net. You'd have some, Chris?
I was going to say something. Just call Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, just call Friday. I know what the calls are for. Just call Friday.
All right. All right, I know.
Shameless plug. I'm sorry.
I know. We're gonna break it on the show. Just kidding. No, we're not gonna do that. Don't worry. Don't worry. This is called a tease. It's on Friday. It's big news. We can't even say it. We're not. They won't let us.
No,
we
contractually
want to.
obligated
You know what?
to
You
keep
can.
our mouths
You
shut.
can if you want. Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead. Go ahead and do it because I got to do
No,
it anyway.
tune in Friday to find
Tune in
out.
Friday.
Tune in Friday.
No, you got to tune in Friday.
I'm going to air it. I'm not going to air it, but I'm going to say it on Facebook anyways later tonight. So
Do it now.
Just do it anyways. Who cares?
I don't want to take it. You go ahead.
Well, Demons with the guy, Joe from Demons Within is going to be the co-host on Uncensored Net Noise.
That's awesome.
Did anyone else hear crickets?
Is he the one with the beard?
Yes.
I remember him.
Yeah,
That's a good beard.
Yeah.
It's a good beard if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I was the intern.
Yes.
And I interned when they were on that. But
You did the birthday bash too.
yeah, when I was there, it was a good beard, solid beard. I trust him.
And drank like 30 cans of
Energy drink. Yeah.
right.
God, that
yeah, I
that'll
died.
like
I was
kill
dead
you.
for a couple minutes. Oh, hey, wait, a show. Yeah, round 2. Let's go. Okay, it's time to find out what's urinating us off. And we're going to start as we always do, and he's got a doozy tonight with Mr. Von Erich. Von Erich, what's urinating you off?
I wouldn't necessarily call it a doozy.
It's a doozy. It's an impressive one.
Well, the Chicago Cubs announced this week that after over 100 years of being a baseball franchise,
100 years.
they are, for the first time, going to bring out a mascot. And we have a picture of this mascot right here on the screen.
Did you bring that up, Chris? Can you switch over that? Look, just so
Looks
everybody
like
at home sees him right now.
Looks like a cross between
Hi.
retarded Yogi Bear and Papa Berenstein.
Like my daughter would say, a pedo bear.
Look at your face,
He doesn't look that bad. And
It's so cute.
Hi, guys. I'm friggin'
I'm a little cub.
Oh, it
'cause it's a
urinates me
bear, I
off
get it.
because there's only a few clubs, including the Cubs, who did not have mascots. The Yankees were one of them, but these are teams that have
Yankees,
storied.
Dodgers, Angels, if I'm not mistaken. I think.
The Angels have the rally monkey.
Never mind.
But the Yankees
Yankees,
are definitely
Dodgers.
one of them. The Red Sox, though, that was another one I was
Do
thinking
they?
of. But those are teams like, hey, we're not going to put names on the back of our jerseys. We're going to keep it all traditional. And they bring out this stupid. The description is very simple. It's a kid-friendly mascot that wears a backwards hat.
That's how you know it's kid friendly. I'm always like I'm always like at baseball games and I'm looking at guys and I'm like, I don't know that hat being forward, they're a little too business for my taste. But finally, a mascot that likes to party. And that's what we've been waiting for.
It would be an adult mascot if he liked to party.
No,
a
you
mascot that drinks beer and not a backwards hat that's slightly askew, so you know he's drunk.
Ooh, that looks just a little bit that way.
That would be absolutely incredible. Just
The beer drinking mascot.
Oh my god.
total alcoholic.
The Brewers. Where are they at?
They've got some guy with the big mustache, like just
Yeah, doesn't he?
He's just a guy.
He goes down
he's just a
the
guy.
slide. Does he drink a beer and then go down the slide?
That's
No,
what
that
I
would
would
be
do.
great.
That would be awesome.
I remember when the Indians had home games at Miller Park,
That was fun.
and Slider got to go down the slide.
Exactly.
That's where he got his name from. 10 years later.
Yeah. Hey, guess what? I got a news flash for you. I love the Indians. Slider is stupid as hell.
Yeah, he is.
Hey.
Don't
New
sugarcoat
Cubs
yourself.
mascot. His name is Clark.
Clark.
The only way
Named after
that
a
it would
Clark
make
bar?
it was actually named after the intersecting streets at Wrigley Field.
Why would they
Clark
name
and
him?
Edison.
I don't know. Cubby?
Oh, that's that's a little too on the nose.
The only
though.
thing that would make
Cubby
this
the
okay
Cub.
is if his name was Clark Griswold.
Oh my god, that would be awesome.
Then I'd be all for it. But he's on Twitter already, Clark the Cub. So make sure you tweet at him and tell him how awesome he is. His first tweet, still figuring how to tie-ipe with these big paws with
my
a Z.
God.
Oh, I get it, because he's
Yogi
a bear.
Will get
'Cause he's a
lessons
bear.
from at Cubs.
'Cause
Come
he's a-
back soon.
Because
It's
he's a
Boo
bear.
Boo, the bear.
But the joke's because he's a bear. You get
He
that?
can't
That's
type
good.
because his paws
That's
are so
fresh.
big.
That's fresh
Yeah.
stuff right there. That's nice. I want to see one from the Rays. Can't type with these fins or something. Or whatever it is that Rays have. Hashtag we killed Steve Irwin.
Aww.
In the chest.
Oh, so sad.
You know what?
So
The
sad.
Cubs, they should have just stuck on not having a mascot because honestly, you're named after the child stage of a ferocious animal. Not a ferocious animal, nothing intimidating, but the child of it. Like
It's still a bear.
like a pony or something. Like, isn't a colt a teenage horse? Isn't that another one that's
Wouldn't
I
that
don't know, that's
encourage
weird.
kids to go touch bears now?
Right? I want to touch a bear.
Right.
I absolutely want to go touch
I
a
hope
bear.
this happens. You know, in Chicago, in the outlying areas.
All
Right?
of the bears in Chicago.
Because there's bears that run around the city of Chicago.
No, they go to the zoo and then they go, Mommy, look at
Exactly.
Clark.
Well, you know what? They do that anyway.
Look at Clark. That's Clark. I want to touch him.
That's
Yeah, then
Clark,
they'll jump
like
in the
from
bear
Twitter,
pit and they'll
Mommy.
get eaten, and then everyone will learn their lesson. There's a difference between a mascot and a real bear.
Now, if they had a real bear as a mascot,
That would be awesome.
Why couldn't it be like a cop beating up a guy or something?
What?
I don't know.
because Chicago, that's like that thing. I know. Well, what's the other? What do the White Sox have? Just a pair of socks?
We should have did a little more research on this and pulled up all the teams' mascots.
Right.
We should do that like one of these weeks.
Oh,
Get
yeah.
all the baseball teams' mascots.
And
then
baseball
kinda-
has weird mascots.
Because
Like,
at the end of this article, it does say the Yankees and Dodgers are the only two teams left that do not have mascots.
Okay.
I'll get Mark on it.
All right, we got what? There's some great. Mr. Met is great. That's
Just
all
the
time.
baseball?
The
That is
Metropolitan.
all time right there. I don't like him, but I respect him. The Philly
Now,
fanatic.
is he the Metropolitan guy? Is he dressed up like 1920s with like a top hat, a pencil thin
No, he is-
mustache?
isn't he
and
the
a
big
monocle?
That's the
baseball head.
baseball, Mr. Met, dude.
Oh, okay.
big
all right.
baseball head.
Mr. Met, he's an American treasure. He's the only good thing the Mets have ever produced.
Pretty much.
Ever in
Well,
the
they need to
history
take
of
my
ever.
idea and make a better mascot.
Right? The Reds have one that is Mr. Met with a mustache. But obviously his name's
Yeah.
like Mr. Red or something. It's
Yeah.
He's a
stupid.
old timey
oh,
guy.
the baseball with the
Just stupid.
old school stash.
The San Diego Chicken doesn't belong to any team, I don't think. He's like all time. He's the Michael Jordan of mascotting. He just travels city to city to mascot places. He really does. I saw him at a Captains game once. It was like, for tonight only, the San Diego Chicken's here. And he just did chicken stuff. And everybody was like blown away. They were it was like the skipper is the mascot.
But they
for-
always call him the San Diego Chicken. He's
San
not
Diego
to be
Chicken.
confused with, the Peter Griffin Chicken.
No, not him.
No, so they're
That
two
would've been-
completely different
that
chickens.
Would have been cool to see
If someone
the
came
San
out dressed
Diego-
as Peter Griffin,
No, to see the San Diego Chicken getting a total like fist fight death match with Skipper from the Captains.
Yeah.
That would have been something to see. But apparently, the San Diego Chicken's like
A friendly chicken?
mascotted for multiple
Well, we
presidents.
know how those
too.
minor league baseball teams like to have those funky nights. Hey, we'll have a Peter Griffin mascot and a chicken mascot and have them fight.
No, but really, no.
That
but
would be great.
The San
Like,
Diego
fight
Chicken,
night.
the San Diego
Cartoon
Chicken
fight night.
has actually done like mascotting or whatever, like for presidents, like multiple presidents too. I don't know what he does. I don't know if it's just come to the White House and dance around for a little
He
bit.
I've
probably
seen
just
the
flaps around.
presidential mascots. Don't they
Slaps
have
some
them at
people with his-
Oh, they
the
have like
Washington
the
Nationals?
Nationals
games?
have presidents. That's right. But
Yeah.
no,
Instead
but
of
the
hot dogs?
the San Diego Chicken is like that movie, The Butler, where it's like the one butler for all the presidents, and it's like Forrest Whitaker. It's like that, but he's a dancing chicken. so that's he was there when Kennedy got shot.
oh boy.
All that stuff. But anyways, yeah, no, this mascot sucks. Bad idea. Bad idea, Cubs. You suck. Anyways,
And the picture that we have, is it still on the screen? It's important to know that this is just an artist's rendering. We haven't seen the real thing yet.
Oh yeah.
We haven't seen the real mascot.
this is
itself.
just from a police sketch artist. Based off the description given to him by Theo Epstein.
I saw this bear running around Chicago. Let me draw
It
it.
had a backwards hat and a big grin. It looked like it would skateboard or something.
I got Mark pulling all the mascots.
Good.
Okay.
All right, let's change gears a little bit, though. I don't have a urinating off. I have.
Am I getting skipped again? I get skipped every week.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
I mean, most of the time I don't have one. Anywho. So apparently, when the Heats and the Nets played, they decided to go street ball rules.
I hated that game.
Yeah. All nicknames on their jerseys.
All nicknames.
Look,
That's stupid.
I'm all for nicknames.
That's
Hey, you want to call someone whoever? I don't care. I'm all for nicknames. But this isn't street ball. This is a professional basketball league. Your name goes on your jersey, not what your people call you when you're at home.
Exactly.
Now,
This is ridiculous. I'm only for this if someone brought back the old XFL one and did the retro "He Hate Me."
oh my God, that's funny.
If they did that, then I'd be cool with it. Other than that, this is stupid.
It is. I mean,
It felt really self-absorbed. Honestly.
It did.
Like, and I get that the NBA is more about the individual than any other sport. I get that just from a marketing standpoint. But, which, by the way, anyone who thought this was cool, this was a marketing ploy. If you went out and bought that jersey,
You're an idiot.
You're an idiot. They got you.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished. That was the plan.
That old saying, like, you're a comedian who tells a joke that only you get. That's what it's exactly seemes like.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a nickname that you guys have for each other.
Yeah, it's
this
not-
is for you guys. This isn't for the media or the buying public, anyone like that.
Exactly. It was so stupid, and but part of it was for the buying public.
Yeah,
because
they knew idiots would buy them. They're like, oh man, I gotta get that jersey that says King James instead of just James.
You already have a LeBron
I know.
jersey. Now you need a King James jersey.
Now you need one that says King in front of the James, or Sweet Lou and Chris Bosh's CB, whoever the hell else everyone is. I'm like,
there
no,
were some
there's no.
stupid ones. But
Yeah,
go on.
I think some of them didn't have nicknames, and just because they were doing this, they said, let's just come up with something. Because I mean, not everybody has nicknames.
I'd like to think if they did this across the NBA, 99% of them would be the first letter of their name and then their last name.
Yeah.
Like that's what 99% of these would be.
Probably because not everybody has nicknames. Because when I played sports, I had a nickname. A couple of the other people that I played with, we had nicknames for them, but not everybody had a nickname. If they don't have a nickname, you call them by their last name. You don't just make something up just so they can fit in with all you people who have nicknames.
Joel Anthony was Doc. I've never heard that. Shane Battier was Battle.
Yeah, they
Michael
just made
Beasley
some stuff
was
up.
Be Easy. No, it's not. Chris Bosh CB. That's your initials, bro. That's not a nickname.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mario Chalmers Rio. I don't get it. Norris Coltrane. That's whatever. Udonis Haslam UD. That's the first two letters of your name. James Jones is one I think is funny. It's just JJ. That's like 8,000 people's nicknames. That's like every Jimmy Johnson has had that nickname. Jimmy John Subs has that nickname. Like everybody's like that's not unique in any way.
I mean, at least like Paul Pierce is the truth, and then Kevin Garnett's the big ticket.
Roger Mason Jr. is Money Mace.
Oh my God,
that's not even a thing.
And Ray Allen's nickname isn't even it's from a movie.
Jay Shuttlesworth. That's from White Man Can't Jump, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it's from a different. He wasn't in White Man Can't Jump.
He was in He Got Game.
He got game.
He played
idiot.
Jesus.
My bad.
But that's not your own personal nickname. That's someone you played in a movie.
That's kind of funny.
And I feel like, Ray Allen, you could probably, I feel like you're somebody who would have a nickname.
No, it's Shuttlesworth.
But apparently, no, you're just, you're your character in a movie.
Was that
Reggie
really
Evans
the
is Joker.
character's name? Jesus Shuttlesworth?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Wow,
Yeah.
I knew he was
Andre
Jesus.
Blatch is Dre Live. These are all stupid. And
No,
Alan
they're
Anderson.
terrible.
Alan Anderson is just double. First off, side note, who's Alan Anderson?
All right, I
I
have
don't
no
know.
idea.
These are just awful. There's one that I think is kind of okay, and it's not that it sounds cool. It's just I think it's all right. Like not even for here, but for his people, whatever. Is Andrei Kirilenko? His last name it was just Kirilenko, but in Russian. They put it in Russian with those.
Well, didn't he used to? I thought he was AK-47.
Yeah, they're not gonna put AK-47 on the back of the jersey. No,
That would offend some.
That one I would buy.
That would offend some gun-hating hippie.
No, I really think it's cool though that they put his name in Russian with all those backwards R's and like the number 4.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's
kind of
cool.
Like that weird language they have where it's all just like crappy drawings and numbers. Like I think that's interesting. But like so it's cool that like if you're in Russia and you're a Kirilenko fan, you can have like, oh look, I can read it now, as opposed to before. But these suck. Sean Livingston is S. Dot. What does that mean? What does any of this mean? Mason Plumley Plums.
I'm waiting for someone to be named Tittle.
Well, they probably call him Plums.
Oh, these suck. I'm sorry.
I get the nicknames. Just do not. This isn't street ball. This is not street ball.
Here's one that's
This is
funny.
professionals.
Brooke Lopez is Brooklyn, which means it says Brooklyn on the front of his jersey and Brooklyn on the back of his
Whoa.
jersey. Is he coming or going? I can't tell.
Mind freak.
Yeah, that's heavy stuff. That's heavy
jeez.
stuff. These are stupid. Jason Terry Jet, I get that. That was his nickname.
Yeah, he's always been Jet.
But yeah, this is this is just stupid.
It's just
That's
you do not put them on a jersey. I don't understand.
You know what? It reminds me of Chad Johnson when the first time he walked out with Ocho Cinco.
Yeah,
on his
and
jersey,
how completely
in the huddle,
asinine that
Carson
was.
Palmer ripped it off and looked at him like, "You idiot! Just cut it out. You're making real money." By the way, I'm not really gonna get in depth on my. I didn't have a urinating off. I had a positive, whatever you want to call that. Deion Sanders announced via Twitter he is going to suit up in the Pro Bowl.
That'd be awesome.
Lead his team by example.
That'd be awesome.
He's back, baby. Leon Sandcastle.
I have one.
Yes.
Dennis Rodman.
Oh, he's a tool.
Enough said.
Nuts that you don't need any more details on that. All right,
It's
we're
all
gonna
right, it
rapid
wasn't my
fire.
fault.
3 up, 3 down before we get out of here. And it's gonna be down number 3, the Cleveland Cavaliers, who we didn't address it all on the show, but they Luol Deng this week. Very good move. The rest of it not so great because they suffered their greatest loss in 3 years, a 44-point deficit to the Kings.
Terrible.
Down number 2, Broncos cornerback Chris Harris tore his ACL Sunday. Done for the year. Ouch. And down number 1, A-Rod. On the bright side for A-Rod, his suspension was reduced. On the bad side is it's still a suspension, and it will be for the entirety of next season. But just to make things more interesting, he's now suing Major League
he's such a
Baseball
douche.
because he's out of bullets and throwing the gun. And up time number 3, Derrick Rose, officially off of crutches.
Hey.
Superstar. Up number 2, his jersey D Rose on the back, but up number 2, Broncos, Patriots, Seahawks, and 49ers. For an obvious reason, they all advanced their conference championship. It's going to be one hell of a weekend. And up number 1, granted it wasn't technically this week, but it's been since the last time we've spoken to you, the Florida State Seminoles.
Hey!
They are BCS national champions. The last BCS national
They
championship.
took down the big bad SEC.
Goodbye, BCS. Rot in hell. It's time for some playoffs. All right, that's going to wrap it up for us this week. Next week, we will be joined on the phone by author Tim Kelly, writer of The Legend of Red Clots. We're going to get in depth about that. It's going to be good stuff, good stuff. All right, so that's going to do it for us this week. So for Chris, for Von Erich, for Ashley, I am Ralphie saying good night, everybody. We'll see you next week, same time, same place. Thanks for tuning in to High on Sports on MorningShowCentral.com.